course, that was Paul Clark, my boss, our head of delegation, and I'm not going to disagree with him at all because of that. But no, in Australia we take part in the Asia Pacific Song Festival already. We were one of the founding members of that. It's been going, I think, 3 years now. Most recently we sent Justice Crew, which is a really up-and-coming Australian band. But I think to the Eurovision, we sent one of our most established artists, Jessica Mauboy. She's won ARIAs, which is our music awards. She's had #1 hits. She's singing a song she composed specially for the Eurovision. She's got one of our best designers design the dress that she's going to be wearing. It's really is, we're pulling out all the stops for Eurovision, really, because we know we've got this chance to demonstrate to Europe that we
Australia
can do it
loves
too.
the Eurovision. Why is that?
Well, we've got a lot in common with Europe. A lot of our residents are either first or second generation or from Europe, or they have, I was born in England myself, for example, or they have family ties. So Eurovision always was a time to kind of put the Australian flag aside and wave the flag of the old country for one evening. But also it's gone beyond that. There's a big gay following. It's also very good entertainment. And people forget that. It's great family entertainment. You can sit around the TV and talk to each other and watch it together, which doesn't happen that much anymore. And so it's really gone mainstream in Australia. It gets massive viewing figures. For us, as the multicultural station, we don't expect to be in the top ranking of the ratings. When Eurovision comes along, we're up there with the big boys.
So what exactly do you do during the Eurovision to cover it? Because you mentioned the shows, of course, they're going to have good viewing figures. But what do you do besides?
Well,
besides
you
that?
say we show the shows. We show the shows with extra content. Our TV crew is right now backstage interviewing artists in a humorous, comedic manner and doing inserts. So the programs that we broadcast are about half an hour longer than the programs you see in Europe. And if you ever get a chance when you're in Australia, watch Eurovision, you'll see it's quite a different thing, because you get to see the artists, you get to talk to them, you get to feel them, you know, and not just them on stage, but then backstage feeling a bit nervous and so on. And you know, we really bring the hopes and aspirations of the artists to our viewers, and I think it's absolutely wonderful that our TV crew, even though it's probably one of the smallest TV crews, goes to that effort. Equally, me on the radio side, I interview all the artists in their own language for broadcast on our various language programs within Australia. So, for example, a Dutch singer, if he takes up my invitation for an interview, it's cancelled it up to now, I will be interviewing in Dutch, and we'll broadcast it on the Dutch program in Australia.
Okay, yeah.
Same with all the other artists. We broadcast in 70 different languages. SBS Radio has the news in English, but nothing else.
How about a World Vision? How would that be?
Well, it won't be called World Vision because that's the registered trademark of a charity. A World Song Contest, difficult. Even within Asia Pacific, have a look on the internet, you'll probably find the ABU Song Festival. There's such a different variety of music in there, even within Asia Pacific. There is no voting. You couldn't possibly have voting with music. It's just so different. Europe has got some very strong cultural ties that the other regions don't have, and when you do that at the world level, it'll just end up with everyone sounding like, you know, Celine Dion, everyone sounding American, and that's not really what you want. So I'm not convinced about the idea of a World Song Festival, but I love the fact there's an Asia Pacific one, and I love the fact we've got a singer in the Eurovision, and that we can share our best artists. And I'd love to see maybe one of the winners of the Eurovision Song Contest guest appearing in the Asia Pacific Song Festival.
How about you? Would it be interesting to bet on a World Song Contest?
Absolutely it would, because we feel a little bit starved in terms of major TV betting events, and like I was saying before, Eurovision is the number one, and we could really do with a second big music contest with similar composition, lots of countries taking part, lots of variables to assess in terms of running order and staging and voting power and all these sort of things. So yeah, I'd be in favour of that, absolutely.
Well, UK should go back into the junior. I mean, that's a lovely contest. It's about 12 countries right now, and I know UK did take part, but they've stopped. And they've got a great new Russian producer, they've got a great new PR people. I met them all in Kiev last year, and I think with all the new digital kids TV channels, now would be the perfect time to bring Junior Eurovision as a kind of a younger sister. And we've started covering that as well. We actually have our own young commentators who commentate the junior Eurovision. One of our taglines was, 10,000 children and no adults. And that's, for us, as junior Eurovision, it's absolutely great. It's great fun. And it's quite complementary. Obviously, these are kids performing, but it's quite complementary to the senior contest.
So we need more events in that case. There would be.
We do. As long as they have betting markets for them. We need the bookmakers to play ball and encourage Betfair to get the markets up there. I'm talking just from my
that would make it more interesting for you at least.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Well, we don't have bookmakers in these promo events leading up to the Eurovision, but they can influence the Eurovision odds. Let's take a look at what a colleague of Rob, Daniel Gould, has to say about these promo events.
It's difficult to say. Famously, the winners never performed in Amsterdam, if I remember correctly. So sometimes acts do a lot of promotional work and then it doesn't get them anywhere. Belarus famously had someone called Angelika Agobash many years ago who travelled all over Europe and still failed to qualify. So I think the important thing is what you do on stage on the big night.
So promo events, nice for the fans, but not so much of an influence or a good way to see what is going to happen at the Eurovision itself. Do you agree?
Yeah, it's very true. I attend the concerts in the lead up to Eurovision. I was in Amsterdam for the concert there. I was in London as well for the concert there. It's useful to see the songs performed live, but from a betting perspective, it's not that useful to be standing in a crowd watching a concert at a venue in Amsterdam, because I need to be looking at how songs are being presented on screen. It's all about how the TV viewer is experiencing these songs, and also for the jurors, because they're just sitting there watching the competition on a TV monitor. 99%
of viewers come to the Eurovision cold. They're seeing all the songs for the first time. Europe is such a big expanse, plus of course Australia, having promo events is a complete waste of time. Countries have won with zero promotion. Other countries have invested enormous amounts in promo and not even made it through to the final. So they could quite easily cut all that and save themselves a lot of taxpayers' money.
And you don't go there as well. You only come over to Europe for the Eurovision itself.
Yes,
all right, so for the next couple of days, we're looking forward to the second semi-final, to the final, of course. What are you guys going to be doing here, starting with you, Rob?
Oh, I'm trading like a man possessed, all over Betfair every day, analysing the markets, trying to see where the value is, just ensuring that I turn a really good profit because my annual income relies on it.
And you'll be right behind the screens to see if there's any rehearsals.
Exactly. Every rehearsal I'm watching on the TV screen. I have to just be watching how it's coming across on the TV, how it's sounding, how it's looking, just trying to experience it as the jurors are experiencing it and as the people sat at home are experiencing it.
Nice. How about you? What's your plans for the next couple of days?
Well, our big act is tomorrow, the live show with our singer. Then we've got to get past the final show, the grand final as well, where I help write some of the commentary notes from my radio interviews. And then it's a long plane ride home, 23 hours back to Sydney.
Well, good trip already. I wish you a lot of luck in the bet market.
Thanks very much.
We're done here for tonight. We'd like to invite you to watch, of course, the second semi-final later on, but of course also watch the new episode of the ESC Daily Show, which will be recorded some days from now. For now, I would like to tell you good night. Enjoy.